Hello, my people. How are you guys doing? Welcome to another episode of Jazz Talk. I wanted to get on here because I post a lot of my workouts, and when I do my leg workouts, I tend to use what people call occlusion bands. And these are the bands that you guys tend to see around my upper thigh. And they're called occlusion bands. I love these particular bands. Beast Pump, those are the ones that I use. And a lot of people ask me, what do they do? How do you use them correctly? And there was also somebody that had mentioned on one of my posts that, like I tend to post to fitness groups, a lot of fitness groups. And there was somebody that had mentioned, like blood clots and stuff like that. And I wanted to, clarify that information. And so, like always, I am a nurse. So I always like backing up my information with some, like research. And so I did do some research. I did, just to make sure that I'm giving you guys the information that you guys need and that it's on point. And so I wanted to bring this particular subject up because I'm tired of discussing it all the time and repeating myself. So a lot of people, when they ask me questions about this, they'll get this link to this video. Okay. And so wanted to start by occlusion bands. Okay. Let me put this analogy to you guys. Have you guys ever seen those masks, those oxygen deprivation masks that people work out with? Those are amazing for conditioning your lungs to work harder under tough conditions. And so when you take off the mask, you have an amazing stamina, amazing condition and everything, and you feel stronger, because you're working under really intense conditions or lack of oxygen. So your lungs are working harder during the process of being deprived of oxygen. And so occlusion bands are in the same idea, where you are restricting the blood flow, you're restricting the oxygen to said specific muscles. Okay. And so a lot of people have a misconception that these occlusion bands are specifically for the glutes. No, they're not specifically for the glutes per se. It helps because a lot of the blood pools right there in the glute area when you have them on your upper thigh, but it is mainly for the muscles below. So the extremities furthest from the heart. So once you wrap this, anything that is away from your heart, that's what you're working out on. Okay? So what happens is you restrict the blood and you're able to work the muscle just as hard during light weights, more reps, as if you were working it with heavier weights. Okay, the lack of oxygen and the lack of blood makes the muscles work a lot harder. You get a little bit more tear that equates to building when you start, recovering during recovery period. So more breakage of the muscle, more expansion of the muscle. So it's really, really good for that. And a lot of people ask me, how do you use them? I had seen during a post, there was one particular girl that said she had to stop using it because her muscles were hurting too much. It is going to cause some muscle fatigue because you're, straining your muscles to work under suboptimal conditions, which is lack of oxygen and lack of blood. But it shouldn't hurt too much. People ask me, how tight do you put it on? This is how I use it. and this is for safety reasons, I tend to put them on mid-range. So when I put these on, what I end up doing is I do it mid-range. I don't cut off my circulation or anything like that. I do it mid-range. So, just so you guys can see. All right, these are easy to apply. I like these because they're easy to apply. I got them on Amazon for the people that want to know where I got them. And I put it on like this. So I put it on like this, and I make sure that it's nice and snug, not to the point where it hurts or anything like that. And see, I put it right there. Don't put it all the way in your crease. That's not where it's supposed to be. You know, you got your femoral artery going down here. You don't want to cut that off too much. So you put it right where the muscle starts, right? And so when it's here, you're literally working these things. You're working your hamstrings, your quads, and your calves. Those are the only time that I put these on. Every now and then, just to take advantage of the blood that pools in the glutes, I end up putting them on for like a deep squat. That's the only time I put them on for like glute exercises. Or if I want to do leg press and I want to get a nice pump, I'll do it that way as well. So, and then what I tend to do is after every set of reps, after every set, I literally loosen it up and leave it on my leg. I loosen up in between reps because you want to get that blood flowing again. You don't want to leave them on too tight, and you don't want to leave them on for too long. You got to get that blood flowing again. It's never good to cut off your circulation for too long. And it should be mid-range cutoff, not complete cutoff of your, your circulation. It shouldn't be like, like tourniquet tight. Like when they take your blood, you shouldn't be putting it on tourniquet tight. You know what I mean? Just enough to give you a little pump and whatnot. So you're going to feel the difference. And it is not for heavy lifting. It is not for heavy lifting. It is for light lifting. So light lifting, more reps, that's what it's meant for. And these are the thigh bands, right? And they also have the arm bands. So the set that I have, which I'll put a link up here, is for, you get the thigh bands and the arm bands. So you tend to put them right around here, and it will help you work your biceps and your triceps. Okay, and I recommend you use them the same way up at the top as I'm telling you to use it at the bottom. So max time using these. If you're gonna tighten them up and you're just gonna leave them tightened, the max time should be 20 minutes, no longer than 20 minutes like that. Because one, some people can't gauge how tight it should be. And some people might over tighten. You don't want these bands on extremely tight. As far as the blood clot is concerned, I can imagine it happens to people that put it on extremely tight for a long amount of time. I don't use it throughout my leg workout. I only use it when I'm gonna go do my accessory work on my hamstrings, my quads, and my calves. And so what I end up doing is, I'll do my squats, I'll do everything without the bands, and then all of a sudden, I'll do, I'll do the accessory work, and then I'll put on the bands then when I'm doing my accessory work. And usually I leave my accessory work for the end of the leg day. So let's see. It is very, very, and I do post sometimes. I did post recently something about these bands, and I like to recirculate my legs after my workout. So if you're using these bands and you've had them on for an extended amount of time, it is always good to recirculate. And when I say recirculate, it's literally roll yourself out or use, something to just circulate that blood back into your muscles and back into your extremities. Because, for me, that's the safest bet. You know what I mean? They've been deprived of oxygen, they've been deprived of blood, and you want to be able to, just put that right back in, and it'll help with your recovery. Do some stretches or whatever you can do with them. So this is pretty much, as far as the blood clot situation is concerned, there is only 0.06% chance of a blood clot using occlusion bands. That is extremely less than the general population. So if you were a regular person, regular Joe Schmo on the streets, you have, more of a chance of getting a blood clot than using occlusion bands. And using them correctly is half the battle, actually. It is all the battle, actually, because, it's like anything else. Proper form will actually help you more than anything. And so I highly recommend these. I've been using these for a bit now. They've actually made my legs feel so much stronger. I can lift so much more. As you guys saw recently, what was it? 810 pounds on the leg press. Yeah, okay, the strength is there. I am now working on my calves, on growing my calves. I'm trying to, of course, every woman is trying to grow her glutes. I'm trying to grow my quads, things like that. So I got goals. And sometimes there's accessories that can help you out with those goals. So check out this accessory. This is actually really, really good. And Beast Pump is the name. All right, my people. So I hope this information was beneficial for you. If you have any other questions, please list them below in the comments. Click subscribe for upcoming videos. I got a whole list of videos. I was sitting in Spin today and I have a whole list of things that I am going to be bringing to you guys real soon. Next one that I'm going to do, next talk I'm going to do is the fact that I've decided to change up my wardrobe. I'm going to change up my wardrobe. I'm going to change up my style a little, and I want you guys there for it. And along with my style, I'm going to start, working on makeup. I'm going to have to beat this face. All right, my people. I hope this was beneficial for you. Let me know under the comments if you guys want any other information about any other fitness stuff. I do want to bring you guys some more nutrition stuff, some more vitamin stuff. So you guys got a lot of content coming. All right, my people.